Today on CTV News at 5, perfect conditions for grass fires. Lethbridge and area fire departments urging the public to watch their sparks. Plus, day in court, a father-son duo remained behind bars, charged with manslaughter. And asthma's been on the rise for decades. Now researchers think they know why.
CTV News with Elissa Carpenter.
Good afternoon. A father and son accused of beating a 63-year-old man to death remain behind bars. The case was set over to a later date because 61-year-old Randall Ostby still needs a lawyer. He is accused, along with his son Scott Ostby, in the beating death of 63-year-old Barry Peltier. Peltier was assaulted in the downtown core 2 weeks ago and died several days later in hospital. Both men are charged with manslaughter. They'll be back in court March 14th. When it's expected, they will ask for bail. And the 61-year-old man charged with hiring a teen girl for sex was in court today. John Robert Gerard is accused of sexual assault and sexual interference. Police identified a 13-year-old girl they believe was living a high-risk lifestyle. They kept her under surveillance and say Memphis Gros Ventre boy began selling that teen sexual services. 61-year-old Gerard is the man accused of buying. Gerard must have no contact with anyone under the age of 16 unless another adult is present. Memphis Gros Ventre boy failed to show up for his court appearance earlier this week. He was rearrested yesterday and is now in Lethbridge remand until March 6th when he may apply for bail. And time to check in with Dory. Such is the weather in Dory. Parkas one day, sweaters the next. Right now we're in the sweater phase, but not for too long.
We're in the sweater phase. Part of tomorrow will still be the sweater phase, but right now it's really hard to determine when this snow event is going to happen. Some of the forecast models are saying late tomorrow evening, and then some are saying early Sunday morning, but we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when our flow changes from the southwest to the north. And I'll tell you all the details in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. We are enjoying the mild weather while we have it, but for those who fight fires, they're probably not enjoying it quite as much. Fire crews spent the morning fighting 3 grass fires that occurred almost simultaneously on the outskirts of West Lethbridge. Terry Vogt with that story.
With calls coming in from concerned residents in West Lethbridge and a smoke cloud appearing on the horizon, a decision was made to bring in extra help right away. Crews from Lethbridge and 3 surrounding communities were quick to respond.
Well, definitely with the winds, we move really quickly and resource up very fast. So we had Lethbridge Fire, Coaldale Fire, Colehurst Fire, and Pitcher Butte here.
The high winds not only fanned the flames, but also kicked up dust and ash from fields scorched black by 2 major grass fires last year. At times, fire crews were faced with poor visibility and had to be prepared for shifting winds.
Definitely is a pretty tough situation for our crews. We can get enveloped in fire pretty quickly if we're not careful.
Firefighters did manage to accomplish their main goal, which was to save lives, houses, and buildings. In this case, they were able to knock down and contain the fire just in time.
Well, this house, as you can see right here, fire did come within about 50 meters of the house, but we were able to save the house itself, and with very little fire loss to property.
Many of the counties across southern Alberta have a fire ban in place right now. Fire officials are warning people that conditions are extremely dry, and they say the high winds make it even more dangerous.
You know, there's a burning ban on in the county, and we don't want you burning. And if you're working with machinery that might spark, have water or extinguishing method close by.
These fires started along the CP rail tracks, leading to speculation they may have been ignited by sparks from a passing train. The fire department says the cause is still under investigation. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Meantime, a 59-year-old man is being questioned by police in connection with a garage fire this morning. At around 4:30, fire crews were called to a home in the 600 block of 18th Street South. The garage and 3 vehicles inside were damaged. No one was hurt. The cause is still under investigation, and police have not laid any charges yet, but they do consider the circumstances to be suspicious. We have all heard it from our moms and grandmas. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And that's the message from Lethbridge Regional Police all month. March is Fraud Prevention Month. Technology continues to advance at a rapid rate. This month, LRPS will cover everything from online dating, identity theft, and investment fraud. Police don't discourage online dating, but say it can draw scam artists. Police say you don't really know what you're dealing with until you meet face to face.
We just remind people once again that online dating is a new thing for most people, and you should be treating it just like a classified ad. It's fine to have a relationship on chat lines, but you should really get to know people in person.
On March 23rd, the Lethbridge Police is inviting everyone to bring personal documents for a free shredding event that's being held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the AMA parking lot. A group of protesters showed up at a land use meeting last night, hoping to have their voices heard over proposed changes to random camping and ATV use. But as Jeanette Roche explains, the protesters were told they were out of line and removed from the meeting.
Excuse us, I think they started.
By word of mouth and through social media, the message got out, and they gathered. A handful of Southern Albertans arriving at a sustainable resource meeting at the Lethbridge Lodge. And they came ready to voice their concerns about the proposed restrictions of random camping and all-terrain vehicle use in the mountains and backcountry.
There's a lot of families that go out and enjoy those wild areas. We're very respectful of the land, and we're Albertans, and we want to have that resource for ourselves too.
Troy Orman says if this plan goes through, thousands of Albertans could be affected.
There are people that have invested tens of thousands of dollars into this kind of activity too.
But these people didn't get the chance to air their concerns. They were turned away at the door. That's because this meeting wasn't about random camping. It was about water.
The random camping issue really comes under the South Saskatchewan regional plan.
Furthermore, they were told they've been misinformed because there are no changes to random camping rules or regulations.
If you're going to random camp for more than 14 days in one place, you need a permit. Now, the permit is free. That's the only change to the regulations, but there are no areas being closed to random camping.
Petitioners were also told the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan is nowhere near complete.
There has been no plan or no draft of a plan prepared for that, and when that is, it's going to come for public consultation into this region again.
I sure hope that there isn't a smokescreen. I sure hope that all Albertans are engaged in this process.
It was definitely a misunderstanding, but I think everybody understands, and I think most of them are going away happy knowing that they will get a chance. Again, there will be public consultations on the draft from the South Saskatchewan.
But petitioners have a different view of that. They say not one person was invited to listen in on the water meeting, and not one person left satisfied or with a better sense of clarity. Jeanette Roche, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Several petitions have been initiated by groups throughout southern Alberta in an effort to fight the South Saskatchewan Regional Plan. Alberta's Privacy Commissioner has now opened an investigation into emails sent from the Education Minister to more than 30,000 teachers in this province.
I felt that there was an implication of the ATA wasn't listening to me, but he was going to listen to me.
The news comes just days after Alberta teachers rejected the latest offer from the province. They've been in negotiation for more than 2 years now and without a contract since August of 2012. At issue is if the Education Minister breached the privacy of all those teachers by accessing and using their email addresses. The Minister says it's accessible to the office and has provided good feedback. The Teachers Association says it's waiting for a ruling.
We understand he got the emails from the registrar, and he sent out about 34,000 emails. We're waiting to hear whether that was a breach or not, and then we'll make a statement.
The response from teachers was overwhelming. Very few, about 20, unsubscribed, and I want to continue doing them. So I certainly respect that there was a complaint and there'll be an investigation. But until we're told that, hey, you know, you made a mistake, you crossed the line, we're going to keep doing it.
The Teachers Association also commented on rumblings of a tough upcoming budget, saying cutting teachers in Alberta would be a disaster. Meantime, Ontario's elementary school teachers are continuing a boycott on extracurricular activities. There were hopes the elementary teachers would follow the lead of high school teachers who resumed voluntary activities such as sports teams and clubs last week. But the teachers' union says it wants more concrete changes from the government. Teachers are furious the Liberal government used controversial legislation to impose new contracts on them. Back here in Lethbridge, an open house today aimed at ending bullying. The Boys and Girls Club wants to create awareness of the growing bully problem throughout southern Alberta, wearing pink shirts to spread their message. Bullying has spread from the schoolyard to the internet, and putting a stop to it isn't easy. Those who work with kids say it's up to the entire community to end it.
We need to recognize that kids are committing suicide, kids are harming themselves, kids are isolating themselves because they're being bullied and because they're victims of bullying, and we can't tolerate that. We need to stand against it, and we need to let the community and the world know that we're not going to tolerate that behavior.
Pink Shirt Day is celebrated during the last Wednesday of the month of February. Well, Dory tells us how the sun will change to snow coming up. First, here are your market numbers.